Hey guys, it's Serious Man Toby coming back at you with another analysis, this time on Minato Reanimation. Minato Reanimation was not buffed or nerfed, but he's one of those characters that just saw a rise simply because all the other top characters were hurt in some form or fashion. I'm gonna go over exactly what makes him good and why we're seeing him a little bit more in the meta and how good he is in general. Basically, let's just go over before I get to the supports, anything like that. Let's just go over the combos. Now, on hit or on block, his presence is a little weak, unfortunately. In fact, I'll show you guys this. But if you're comboing the character on block and their dash is fast enough, they can actually move after that string. So that forces you into a mix-up that you can cover, but it does force you into a mix-up to where or not a mix-up, but basically if you know they're gonna dash, you can jump, and when you jump, you can just follow them with a dash, and they have to counter. And then of course you can play a mind game with them. You can of course if you think they're gonna counter, you can stop and then charge a Rasengan, stuff like that, which is really good for just showing them, hey, you can move out, but you're subject to this mix-up. So there's that as well. Um, and then on hit, since you can move out of that, like I said, there are certain characters that cannot move out of it. Like it's weird, but it will gel certain characters that do not have a fast enough jab. And if they don't understand that they need to move to the side, then it's just free pressure, and it forces them into a mix-up. Now you do still need to know this mix-up because if it does work on people, you need to know how to apply it. It'll help you. But basically around here, he can just keep doing it over and over again. And as you can see, depending on how fast I'm able to move forward with it, it seems like it's connecting in a true fashion. Well, because of the way it connects, this is why it works on certain characters with bad dashes and stuff, or bad movement and stuff like that. And so basically, you can just keep doing that, and you can actually leave it. You can actually allow them to counter if you feel like they're going to counter. Let's say you have a team, you can just you don't even have to jump. You can just do that and then literally just ultimate them and punish them. Now let's talk about that scenario. Why did his combo not continue, and why does it allow him to block right after? That is something that has just been in the game. Like they obviously CC2 didn't explain it. It's just something that he has. After literally his string can only go up. He can only go up to that animation where he throws the kunai, and then after that he stops. Like literally, it just cancels. He can do whatever he wants. Like literally, you can move, you can ninja move, you can do anything you want after that. You can block. It's just crazy. So you're at frame advantage when that happens. Like you can literally just come in and just do a lot of things off of that. So his presence on block isn't bad. You just got to understand how to apply it. It's a very tricky situation on block, but once you get used to it, then you'll get good at applying it on block, and it won't really be a problem. And I'll be posting some videos to showcase some things like that as well. And what else? That's about it for his block situation. Well, of course he has Rasengan, so of course he can gel off of that. You guys have seen me talk about that a lot in my videos. You can gel off of Rasengan, and then off of that, once you condition them to just understand that they have to block, a lot of times they'll mash out counter. So you can just hold it, wait, they'll counter, and then you can punish it even harder. So of course he has really good mix-ups off of Rasengan. His projectiles are obviously really good. They're the same as him and Minato Akage's. He just has This means he has a presence from across the stage, and it can be really hard for people to deal with, really hard for people to maneuver around, and it can net you a lot of free damage, so to speak. Um, and then on hit, he doesn't have an infinite. Literally his combos, like, they don't really let you cancel at the point you want to cancel. Like, you can't cancel at the kunai throw. It won't let me cancel right there. Even if you counter, there's not enough advantage to combo. Maybe if there might be if I hold on, let me see if I can time it. There might be enough advantage, but it's going to be really tricky. But if there is, you probably have to do the counter at the very first frame. Like literally as he's throwing the kunai, you have to do it at the very first frame most likely, if you can counter and get a combo. Let me try one more time. Yeah, so even when I cancel it at the very first possible frame, I still can get the combo. But you could, do that and you would be at frame advantage. So I guess that's something, but not really worth it. Um, so that's really about it for his combos. His air combo is actually really good. It's basically a combo that leads that forces that after it finishes, it puts him on the ground. So of course, all the mix-ups that come with that. He can, dash if your opponent subs, and he can just cancel them out right there. And then literally, he can Rasengan as well. He can Rasengan, he can dash, he can counter as well. So all these mix-ups if he finishes his air combo, which is really good. It keeps him at advantage, and it keeps your opponent guessing, and it really forces your opponent to not really know what to do, because if they're like, well, okay, I'm not gonna dash, I'm gonna sub and move back, you can easily react to that and dash. And then I'm going to get into his grab. His grab is really good because of the post knockdown situations. You can air dash forward. If Choji wasn't there, I would have got it. Throw a sack. You can move forward and throw a sack for a sack setup. And my favorite is that you can literally just air dash forward, throw projectiles like that, and you're right in front of them. Why is this important? Because it allows you to go for a grab reset that is actually very real. It can be hard for opponents to get out of, and a lot of times I've just forced people to just give me a sub off of it. So it's really powerful if you know how to use it. You'll see applications of that in some of the videos I'm gonna post. And then lastly, I want to get into the Rasengan. The Awakening isn't important for for the meta in Minato. It's not really important at all. I want to get into Rasengan. Now here's something I'm gonna show you. Hold on, let me figure out. Okay, here's something I'm gonna show you guys at the same time. Guess whose Rasengan hit first? Minato Reanimations. For some odd reason, here's what I'm thinking CC2 did. When they nerfed Minato Hokage's Rasengan, they forgot to nerf Minato Reanimation's Rasengan. So Minato Reanimation's Rasengan is probably the same speed as it was before. The same speed as Minato Hokage's. So now that has happened, literally, you have a Minato where this Rasengan is better. Minato Reanimation's Rasengan is better, in addition to everything that he already gets off of Rasengan from mix-ups on block and stuff like that. It's just faster. So in all those scenarios where you're getting caught a lot more with Minato Hokage's Rasengan because of the nerf, that won't happen with this Minato. He still has those options open to him. So by default, on Rasengans at least, Minato Reanimation is better. But let me talk about the team and why this team is so special. Everyone, if you've been playing competitive Naruto, you know that this team is just the bane of so many players' existence. Like, you have a lot of people who just only use this team. They love using Minato with this team because they just run away, throw projectiles, and then they mash. And Tamari's really good at letting them get in there. Tamari gives you an infinite. And so many advantages off of Tamari that it's just crazy. So many advantages. And then we have Choji, which is good pressure. However, the focus is on Tamari. What Tamari gives Minato, and Minato Reanimation specifically, let's just talk about Minato Reanimation, is that in addition to this right here, that good damage from across the map, every time you get open up, you're taking that much damage without a doubt. Look at how much damage you're taking if you get open up. That's a lot of damage when you're running the clock and running away. And then in addition to that, of course, you can get things off of it like Rasengan and other just good things. But namely, it's the grab. And why is the grab so important? Because this Minato actually has a 50-50 mix-up off of a grab when your opponent blocks it. If your opponent gets hit by it, then, of course, they're going to get hit. But he has a 50-50 mix-up. Why is this? If you do it properly, it's kind of hard to do, but it's just kind of second nature to me. If you do it properly, you can actually force them to take that grab. Because it's weird. It's the way Tamari ends and how much stun she has on block. But basically, you mix that up with his combo. And that teaches them, hey, you can't just move out of the way. And of course, Tamari into hit is a gel if done properly. That's a gel. So you can just sit up there and wait and then delay it. And you can kind of try to react to it. A lot of times they'll get hit by it. And if they're just moving out of the way all the time, you just keep taking a hit. And now they're just having to literally take guard damage. And if they want to move after this string, oh, that's cool. Because literally, you have Tamari to cover that. That's what I was talking about when it fills the hole. even though they can move after it, you have Tamari. So if they move, they get punished for it. They get punished for trying to get out of the situation. So they're going to take damage. So now once they're used to just having to block that scenario, a whole lot of mix-ups open up to you. This Minato is very mix-up based, which is the only reason why I would say the other Minato Okage might be better, because he's more concrete, more consistent. This Minato relies heavily on how good you are at mixing up your opponents, and how well you can take advantage of these mix-ups. If you know how to apply this mix-up extremely well, and you know how to apply the other mix-ups extremely well with Tamari, and you know how to take advantage of your Rasengans, put your Rasengans in the right space, you're gonna like this Minato. But if you don't really know how to apply your mix-ups, and every single time you do this, they're just moving out of the way, you don't know what to do, you're not gonna like this Minato. You're gonna run right back to Minato Okage. Me personally, I think that this Minato is good. But again, he's very mix-up reliant. You have to know how to abuse your mix-ups to get maximum damage. Otherwise, you will play this Minato and not gain anything at all. It'll be really hard to win against good players. And by the way, these mix-ups do work off of good players. They actually do work off of good players. So there's no, oh, this won't work against a good player. No, it'll work. Trust me. They try to move out of this, that will hit them every single time. And as long as you're doing that right, that will connect, as long as they're not trying to ninja move. Sometimes though, they will be able to get the ninja move. So a lot of times you gotta condition the block with that hit. And then once you condition them to block with that hit, once you're catching the movement, they're gonna sit down, they're gonna start countering more, and they're gonna start blocking more. Once that happens, the world is yours, literally, because now you can just get your grab, stuff like that. Very, very good stuff. And pretty much, in case you guys missed anything, what makes this Minato good is just, of course, he's got the Rasengan, and then how well he works with Tamari and Choji, and then just the mix-ups he has, from guard mix-ups off of Tamari, from being able to, from having good horizontal range, from having a mix-up on block, tons of mix-ups on block. And then, of course, there's his ultimate. His ultimate is pretty good if you really just want to cause some chip, or if you really just want to weaken their guard from afar. I've done this a few times where my opponent's just waiting for me. I've just done this over and over again to force them to just come in, and, if they don't, their guard's going to break. And you can just rinse, repeat that, and eventually their guard will break. Sometimes that'll happen where Tamari, saves them, but, it is what it is. So he definitely has some interesting presence from afar, like Minato Okage in the form of his jutsu, whereas Minato Okage has a tilt. All in all, they're both really good Minatos, but as far as who's better, like I said, it just comes down to how good you are at the mix-ups with Minato Reanimation. I think that consistently Minato Okage is better because there's no mix-ups, there's no gamble or anything like that, but the payoff with Reanimation is a lot more, in my opinion. So that's something that I'll cover in a different video, but ultimately this Minato is good. He's got a lot of good things going for him, but if you don't know how to play him, I definitely will be putting up some matches with him to, show you guys exactly what I'm doing and what I mean by a lot of this stuff, so you can see it in action, and then of course, take what you want from it and incorporate it into your style. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for this analysis. This Minato is a pretty good Minato. I really wish more players would use him. But a lot of players are not using them, they're just using Minato Okage. So yeah, if you haven't tried this Minato, I'm pretty sure you'll like him. You might get a little frustrated because you're not really gonna know how to deal with the mix-ups and stuff, but as you get better with them, you'll find that the Minato is really fun and really worthwhile in using. So yeah. This wasn't a guide or anything, so I didn't cover everything. I just covered the pivotal things about him and in the meta, and so yeah, that's it. That is what it is. I might make a guide on him one day. Who knows? Anyways, Mysterious Man Toby signing off. Thank you guys for watching.